jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Join me for the 1-year anniversary of the T-Mobile Massacre.
Shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-Side official. No negotiation needed, period. I had to help mom out with something. My apologies goes out to the listeners and the hottest chat in the game, of course. Let's get down to it. Historical threat. Crawford surpassing Canelo greatness has Mexican fans on edge. And that's a fact. Let's get right down to the nitty gritty. When you're looking at this right here from Boxing Scene. Now, that when it comes to Canelo Alvarez, he was able to unify the 168-pound division in November 2021. I mean, that's part of my fault. Let me get myself together. That's been so long ago. You know what I'm saying? November 2021. You know what I'm saying? The same belt that he's being stripped of now, he earned at the 168-pound division by defeating Caleb Plant. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. November 2021. Just a little bit removed from the pandemic. And now they're talking about Canelo Alvarez stripped of IBF title after agreeing to fight Edgar Berlanga. Canelo Alvarez stripped of the IBF title after agreeing to fight Edgar Berlanga. Now, the dilemma is you have some casual boxing fans out here trying to compare it to Crawford. Crawford, once again, he didn't have anything to do. He has no liability, no skin in the game. He shouldn't be held accountable for something that he did the proper way. He did it the right way. He followed the rules, policies, and guidelines, man. He was locked into a 2-fight contractual agreement for a rematch with Errol Spence Jr. and they pulled some hocus pocus. But with Canelo Alvarez, though, it's different. Because Canelo knew as the undisputed super middleweight champion, just like Crawford came with mandatories, he knew sooner or later the IBF, the mandatory is going to come up. Now, if he was trying to hold on to the belts to have an undisputed fight, why did he fight the guy who is next for the mandatory at the IBF. Teofimo Lopez did. Teofimo Lopez fought George Cambozo. Are we not seeing Canelo is fighting Edgar Berlanga for no goddamn reason? Except Berlanga is in his division, wears a glove on the left and the right, just like Canelo does. And he's in the rankings. Now he's getting stripped. You know, people are talking. People are talking. Let's go through this right quick. Saul Canelo Alvarez has been stripped of his IBF super middleweight title after confirming he will fight Edgar Berlanga on September 14th. Saul Alvarez mandatory defense of the IBF super middleweight title is overdue. Read a statement from the IBF. Therefore, the bout scheduled for September 14, 2024 is not in compliance with the noted rule. Understand the language. The noted rule, right? The IBF places the utmost importance of keeping a title occupied. Furthermore, values and understands the significance of the undisputed champion status for fighters such as Saul Alvarez, the sport, and the fans. We understand that Saul Alvarez and his team made a choice to pursue the route they see fit for his career in the bout against Edgar Berlanga. Nevertheless, the IBF rules are clear and were designed to serve all affected parties in a matter such as this. Based on the foregoing, the IBF was left with no other recourse than to vacate the IBF super middleweight title. What does this mean exactly for Canelo Alvarez? He would just be the unified champion? The value of him fighting Edgar Berlanga, it's just basically hit another devaluing appraisal because it's not going to be for the honest. That's just granted that Edgar Berlanga is able to channel in one of his old fights before Demond Nicholson and knock Canelo out. Because no one's giving him an opportunity to win. Nobody. Even his shadow. Real talk. Even his shadow has been online talking about, y'all think it's me, but it ain't me. I'm just on a ghost account. And I've been around the nigga for a long time, man. He ain't fucking with Canelo. ¿Tienes, amigo? He ain't fucking with no Canelo. And I'm his shadow. His shadow don't even fuck with the goddamn fight. Now he's about to go in there and fight for the unified titles. And the guy was supposed to be William Skull. William Skull will now face this guy right here, Vladimir Shishkin, for the vacant title. Things just fall apart, huh? But what's more falling apart is the fact that Terrence Bud Crawford is set to contend for his fourth division. After he goes in there and defeats Ismail Madrimov, or whatever they wants to call him, he would have then equal the amount of championships divisions that Canelo Alvarez has achieved in his career. Now, that's not to say that Canelo is not going to go to cruiserweight and try to get a fifth division. I'm just saying Crawford right now is rippling the pond. Crawford right now Crawford is the big name of boxing for doing what people want to see. It's fighting meaningful fights. It's amazing how the pendulum changes now. How it swings all of a sudden in the favor of Terrence Crawford, especially after Canelo Alvarez said, I ain't getting nothing. No, nothing from Crawford. Why I have to fight? I know nothing. Well, I believe The people that was jumping up and down for joy the first time he said it is now running the bullshit flag up the pole. Because Crawford has already level changed. He's elevated. Now he's floating up there waiting for August 3rd to once again show the world why he's the best of this era. Now, a lot of people are still going to give Canelo, let's see, Canelo, he's did. No, Canelo is just going around here ordering appetizers. That's what he's doing. He's just ordering appetizers, y'all. Since he picked up that title from Caleb Plant back in 2021, he took that L against Dimitri Bivol 175, and then he fought an old grandpa, Gennady Golovkin. Even though he's considered a legend, one of the best middleweights of this eyes, yeah. Yeah, he fought Gennady Golovkin. The first time Gennady's ever decided to jump out the 160-pound division. He fought an old, frail, squeaky joint, arthritic Gennady Golovkin, and won easily. Then he fought a John Ryder to a decision. Then a Charlo to a decision. No, not Big Charlo. Hennessy Charlo. He fought Charlo. That was the preamble to the track and field Olympics. Yes, he's a member of the team. I saw him today doing the opening ceremonies. He was out there on the track warming up. His track a little bit different. It has 4 corners. Then he fought the long-anticipated Jaime Munguia. Look at this when I lay this out to you. Put it in bright lights, y'all. Close your eyes. I just want everybody to close their eyes on a Friday. Now, if you're driving, goddamn it, you close your eyes and you're running somebody, don't come hitting me up with DMs to my man. You got liability insurance, huh? You told me to close my eye. Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. Put this in bright lights. Jaime Munguia. 43 victories opposite of 0 defeats. Stepping in there for the long-awaited fight with Saul Canelo Alvarez. He finally gets his opportunity. And he gets the complimentary 1 knockdown with a Groupon. And just like John Ryder, 1 knockdown with a Groupon. Yes. He too suffered a defeat. And now we bring in a name that was selling in the NYC. He was putting butts in the seat. He too has that O. 22 victories, y'all. 22 victories, neighboring 0 defeats. Edgar Berlanga, in the minds of a lot of people, say, I don't know if he beats Jaime Munguia. So people are looking at this like, you know what? I don't know if Edgar Berlanga beats Jaime Munguia if they was to fight. So therefore, if I don't believe Edgar Berlanga is victorious over Jaime Munguia, I don't for sure believe Berlanga has a chance against Canelo, who beat Munguia. So why is this fight even happening? And Canelo knew he had a freaking mandatory. Oh, we don't care about that. We got Terrence Bud Crawford that's about to step up to the 154-pound division. Unify. And I almost bet everything. Y'all. That all of a sudden Canelo is going to become interested. Why? Because no one's going to convince me that Turk Ali Sheik is not going to convince Canelo Alvarez with that money. Yes. I don't know if I was in Crawford's position as his advisor. I don't know if I would say, go ahead and fight Canelo Alvarez, even though he's missing 1 belt. Or you can fight Canelo, beat him, and go fight that guy named William Skull if he beats Shinskin. You got a Skull or you got a Shinskin. A Shinskin or a Skull. Pick whichever one you want. I'm thinking Canelo, even with 3 belts, will still get paid pretty hefty. But for Crawford, it's going to be Crawford legacy who's buzzing right now, and he will have to decide whether he wants to pursue the 154-pound, undisputed. Because right now, he is the man like he was before. Right now, he become 3-time undisputed. For all you Mexican boxing fans out there, salute. We will be celebrating for different reasons. Because the man that Canelo Alvarez said, I get nothing. He would have surpassed Canelo Alvarez. For real talk, you can say whatever you want, but at the end of the day, with 65 bouts, and Crawford sitting at 40 victories, 41 come August 3rd. You know what I'm saying? 41 come August 3rd. 42 whenever he gets around to fighting for the IBF. And 43 whenever he goes in there and beat the winner of Fundora Spence, if that fight ever places their souls inside the ropes. If that fight places their souls inside the ropes and we hear the bell ring, we don't know. But what I do like about this is that it's no denying that Crawford is in a rocket ship right now. And Canelo is standing next to the back where the launch pad is at. And Crawford's about to burn all that freaking fandom that everybody had. He's about to do away with all that. You can't continue to be the first at something and people not recognize you as the man. You know what I'm saying? As the man. You can't continue to be, he's the first at this, to that. Right now, he's erasing a lot of the hype and everything that was going with the Mexico superstar Canelo Alvarez based off his moves right now in boxing. Yeah, he's fighting bodies, but those bodies really don't mean anything at 168. It really don't mean anything. It's almost like, okay, we can give him the benefit of the doubt. People have rolled David Benavidez off. We're not doing that. Whatever. Now Edgar Berlanga comes into play. But really, more people are looking forward to Terrence fighting Madrimov than Canelo's fighting Edgar Berlanga. And then Crawford goes in here and looks spectacular. Canelo's going to start to hear the buzz. He's going to start to hear the chatter. You're going to start to see the microphones up in your motherfucking face and saying, hey, in light of what you just witnessed August 3rd from Terrence Crawford, do you still hold the same energy that he don't have nothing to offer? Because he's now unified. You and him both have the same equitable number of divisions holding championships. Now what? See, the Mexican fight fans, they're hardcore, man. They're one of the best community of boxing fans in the sport. The Mexican, whoever, however, they are one of the hardcore fight fans, period, in the sport. There's no denying that. They're going to start calling and say, hey, it's not anything going on at 168. Crawford just coming off a knockout victory over Madrimov. You know how we get down over here in Mexico. Canelo, my friend, aquí, ven aquí. Mila, Senor Crawford. They're going to say, look, we can't let him do that. You're the man or not. You need to go over there and shut him up. Invite him up to 168 and fight him and knock him out. That's what we want from you. The Mexican fight fans are on the edge of their seat right now. It's chaotic. They understand that Crawford is levitating right now when he's supposed to be levitating. The man is on his way and he's about to do the exact same thing Canelo's doing right now. But the lineup that he has is collect. the belts and straps with the backing of Turkey Al-Sheikh. And this is not only going to be for monetary value, it's going to be for legacy. And that legacy is going to supersede and surpass that of Canelo Alvarez. And the bad thing about it, man, it's going to be that dude from Omaha. That mother effing dude from Omaha. That never, like, I ain't going to lie to you. When it comes to Canelo in them fights and the way Mexico stands, shit. I got my Steve Harvey laugh. yeah. Hey, man, ain't nobody doing it like the, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Nobody do it like the Mexico that turned out for Canelo Alvarez. I'm just being honest. Like, come on, bro. With all that said, we already know how Mexico look out for freaking Canelo Alvarez. But when it comes to the celebration, when it comes to the recognition, when it comes to the portfolio, the body of work, Crawford is in the process achieving accolades that has never been done in boxing. All Canelo is at right now is sizzling down. He's sizzling down. He's not, it's nothing for him to elevate. What can he do that's legacy orientated? Him building up his resume is not legacy orientated. It's not. It's done. Unless he moves up the cruiserweight and get another, ain't nobody trying to see cruiserweight. Unless he talking about going to 175 and going to freaking unification, it ain't happening. Crawford is in a very, very solid position right now to shift gear. He has a clear path. I'll tell y'all, he has a clear path. He has a clear path, y'all. He has a clear path to be greater. He's already great. He has a clear path to be greater. And that greatness that we're talking about will potentially surpass Canelo Alvarez. And I know people are going to say, oh, man, look at the resumes. Listen, just like y'all saying that Canelo is only fighting whoever's available at 168. Okay, look who's Crawford fighting at 154. If Jermell Charlo didn't want to step up after telling him he has business to handle with his boy, after seeing what he was there. You couldn't get any closer. It was good that Jermell Charlo wasn't any closer. Because Crawford would have ended his career too. He was already feeling the ass whooping. Crawford was giving him, when he knocked him down, he was giving him a sidebar tutorial. I think he said something to the front, use a bitch ass. Yeah, he was just talking to him, giving him tutorial, bro. Jermell Charlo didn't want to give Crawford the opportunity to fight him. When Brian Custer asked Jermell Charlo about fighting Errol Spence, Jermell Charlo said, you know, that's my dog. We this, we that. But he said if he wants the belts at 154, I'll vacate him. And if he want them bad enough, he can fight for him. He didn't even want to do that for Spence. So when it came to Crawford, he was just up here bullshitting, talking about he got, what he calling me out? I got things to do. I got fighters to fight. He still got to handle business with my boy in the rematch. It was just always a layer. So the interesting part is, we already know Crawford is leveled up already by going up to 154. But the greatest part about the suit that he's wearing is one of an astronaut, because he about to go to boxing space right now. This is about to become shit to deal with astrology. When you're talking about the constellation and reading all the stars and all that, I'm telling you, if he's able to get the backing, and Turkey Al-Sheikh is basically keeping the undisputed drive for 154 alive with the money, and allow these opponents not to say, oh, I'm blocking out, I'm blocking this. If he's able to make this shit happen, potentially, we will be able to see Crawford, Errol Spence. That's if Errol Spence makes it to the ring, and that's if he's victorious. we may potentially see Crawford fight for a 3-time undisputed. And for the first time, listen, check this out. For the first time in boxing history, Crawford will have beat the same boxer twice to achieve another layer to his legacy of undisputed in 2 different weight classes. He will have beat Spence at 147 for undisputed 2 times. And then for 3 times, if everything works out with Turkey Al-Sheikh and everything, and so forth, and the stars remain aligned, sparkling as they are, he may potentially fight Errol Spence at 154. He has the unified title and Spence will have the WBC title, and that will be the only time in boxing history ever that a fighter will have beat the same fighter 2 times in 2 different weight classes for the undisputed championships. Now you trying to tell me that shit ain't grandiose? That shit is motherfucking grandiose, and you heard it from WCS first. I know it, nigga. I know this, nigga. Shit is wicked, ain't it? Shit is mother effing wicked. That's why low-key I'm rooting for Spence. Yeah, low-key I'm rooting for Spence, man. I'm rooting for him. You know what I'm saying? First they say, oh, this shit over with. But suppose it's just a relocation. Hey, I want y'all to low-key, man, send those freaking Hallmark cards out and keep Spence motivated in the mother effing gym, because the aerosexuals ain't gonna do it. We want to see Crawford go in there and a much anticipated rematch at 154 pounds and give that man what we know is going to happen. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. He would have beat the same fighter 2 times, 2 different weight classes for undisputed. You know what I'm saying? In 2 different weight classes. Who in the rest of boxing history ever could come close to this feat? Nobody. Nobody. It'll never happen again. If it's meant to happen, it's going to happen. But I just thought I'll lay that out there for you. How the legacy, the defining legacy for Terrence Crawford may be something that's already legendary, but this will be absolutely historic when it comes to boxing. When you talk about the anomaly, the obsolete, if he's able to fight Spence again at 154 for undisputed, beats him, become 3-time, 4 division, your 4th division, and 3-time undisputed, 3 out of the 4 divisions, you were undisputed. Canelo can't fuck with that. He can't fuck with that. Fuck with that. Oh no, he can't fuck with that. Can't fuck with that. Oh no, he can't fuck with that. And fuck with that. Oh no, he can't fuck with that. Can't fuck with that. Oh no, Canelo can't fuck with that. He can't do it, y'all. He can't do it. This shit right here. This shit is shit you dream about. And see, for anybody else that want to talk about it now, it's okay. I'm not going to ask you to give me credit. I understand. My imagination can go a little bit wild. You know what I'm saying? It can get a little bit loose sometime. But it's okay for you to speak on it. It's okay. See, that's the preface of my whole freaking life. How, he's on the verge. He's on the edge, the cliff of wiping Canelo's freaking super fandom stardom out. Because you're not going to be able to say, well, Crawford only has Errol Spence. Well, you ain't going to be able to talk that talk. Errol Spence come in here and beat Sebastian Fundora. No, don't come talking about Brian Mendoza now. Because boxing allowed him to return to the ring to fight Tim Tszyu for the title. They allow Roller Romero to step up to a division after being stopped by Tank. They allow shit like this to happen. They did. They allow shit like this to happen. So don't come in here, trying to dilute that Sebastian Fundora, man. At the end of the day, man, Crawford had the easy route. For real? How? Man, Sebastian Fundora, man, he was never right since that Brian Mendoza knockout, man. And the only reason he beat Tim Tszyu, dog, he cut Tim Tszyu in the head with that bladed elbow he got, dog. He did that shit on purpose. So all that shit, the way of the line and everything, Crawford, man, he lucky, dog. Crawford just lucky this shit played out the way it did, dog. I don't like that nigga. Still don't like him. I swear. They're gonna talk about Crawford fighting Spence twice, but yet they ain't gonna want to talk about Canelo fighting Gennady Golovkin a third time when nobody wanted to see that shit at 168. We didn't give a F. He was stepping out the 160-pound division, god damn it. We didn't care about that. Dude, he got out the rocking chair. He was barely able to make it to the gym. They put that nigga on Ozempic. Hey, Gennady, Triple G. You want us to call you Gennady or Triple G? Okay, yes, sir. Hey, we have your Ozempic ready. You take, we're gonna get its weight down. We're gonna get the weight down, okay? Make sure you drink enough water with that. The good news is that you don't have to go in here and actually try to win. Okay, you're not gonna win. Period. Okay, you just get in shape, make the weight, go in there, get a nice little check, and you can go back to doing what you was doing. Period. That's all we need. So if they're gonna talk about Gennady Golovkin, who hasn't fought since his trilogy with Canelo back in September 2022, you can't talk about Spence. But see, this moment that I just mentioned about Spence in 154-pound division, which would be his second division, right? That's if he wins. Root for Spence. Because I want Crawford to go down in history as the only one to do a lot of things at one time. You know what I'm saying? So we want to root for Spence. We want him to beat Fundora. So potentially Crawford can go in there. And so I can make another thumbnail. I know the thumbnail is fire. I know it is. You don't have to tell me. I know it is. But what's better than one T-Mobile Massacre? Two T-Mobile Massacres. What's better than one massacre? Two massacres. And then what's better than 2 division undisputed? 3 division undisputed. What's better than 3 divisional championships? 4 divisional championships. What's better than being in a group of people who did it? Being the only one who did it. The only one who did it. The only one who did it. The only one who did it, shawty. That's what separates. That's what separates them. Canelo, you in trouble. You in trouble. Because you can sit up there and talk about you ain't getting nothing. That shit about to be your curse right there. Because mark my word, man. Hey, mark my word. Canelo's going to show some interest in trying to come back and make this shit happen, yo. He's going to try his best to stop what I just told you about. He's going to try his best to interfere and say, oh, let me jump in here. Crawford has Turk Al-Sheikh. He has the juice. Crawford got the juice right now. He's going to be the first fighter of the Riyadh season over here in the States, headlining Turkey Al-Sheikh's card. He got the juice. He's cute. Or whoever he was, Pac. He's Pac, goddammit. Canelo can't come in here and say, oh, well, like he would do with every other organization. Hey, I want this deal right here and this, that, and no. That's over. You got Big Turk. Big Turk making the shots. He already over here. He already on the West Coast. Bow, wow, wow, yippee, yo, yippee, yay. It's about to go down. It's about to go down. Let me go over here to the chat right quick. Let me see what's popping. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat, man. I can't get a rundown today. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm up here 100 miles and running, goddammit. Because history about to be made. The inception, the beginning, and the gun's about to go off. The opening bell, August 3rd. You know what I'm saying? It's about to get different. It's about to get different. Canelo is up here biting his mother effing nails, his knuckles, everything. He said, I think Crawford, he's about to do something amazing. I already went up to 175. I can't really fuck with Better Beef, and I don't want to really go in there for a rematch with Bivol. They don't want to see me fight David Morrell either. God damn it. He's trying to figure it out, y'all. He don't want to move up to freaking cruiserweight because the opportunity he had to become a 5-division champion, Makabu ended up looking terrible. They say, no, say, senor, no Makabu. He looked boo-boo. No Makabu. He was boo-boo. He should have went up there and scooped up that WBC title when he had the opportunity. Now it is all but gone. He can still be a 5-division champion, but he won't be the first to do it. He won't be the first. He won't be the first, y'all. It'll be hard. Like Crawford, look, him pulling this feat off, I'm telling you, he goes into the top 5. He goes into the top 5 off accolades and everything else, bro. Arnold Brown said, WCS salute, sir. Hottest MF chat in the game. A-side official, no negotiation needed, period. I appreciate you, Arnold. Shout out to 402 in the building. WCS, not like we need to see it. Do you think PBC will replay Spence versus Crawford in 3 days? Well, it's hard to guess, but it's on Amazon. It's on Prime. You know what I'm saying? I've watched it on Prime. I did. I chuckled. I giggled. I found myself in a maniacal state of happiness. Yes, it was quite entertaining. I'm not going to lie to you. It was. It was. I just got to look, just see something. It was good to just, boom, really pay attention to some shit that was going on in that fight. I got to give it up to Spence. Spence a motherfucking dog, man. He a warrior, bro. Spence is a warrior, man, because, the twists and turns that he was going through in that fight, unfreaking believable. Much respect for Spence, man. Crawford's goddamn massacring that dude with accuracy, pinpoint accuracy, and the flurry of punch combinations that Crawford was putting together. Perfect. Shout out to Carlos Rosado in the building. Appreciate you, man. You know what I'm saying? People can't see stuff behind the screen, but D-Ray live on the drive, man. What's good with it? Just a guy on deck. 402 stand up. One love. Hit the like. Appreciate you, man. Good looking out. Good looking out. Because sometimes you have to remind people to hit the like button. It should become natural. Salute to you. Tough Talk Television on deck. Pugilist in the building. He said, am I the only one who doesn't care about Benavidez versus Canelo? Like, what did Benavidez really do? It's not a really a mega fight to me. Well, Crawford and Canelo is a mega fight. Crawford and Canelo is a mega fight, shawty. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know what I'm saying? She just turns around and say, okay, I'd rather see Bud take on Jamel next, since he was undisputed 154. I'm not for that fight. See, because Jamel Charlo when he had the juice at 154, finally after beating Castaño in the rematch, he dipped out. He just didn't do shit. He didn't do shit, yo. Because he was waiting for the Canelo ticket to be punched. Once that notification went off on his phone, and they said, I'll be calling you in 10 minutes. He had insomnia right there. His eyes was open like a crackhead. Hey, how you doing? I'm fine. I'm fine. Am I going to get the Canelo fight? Yes, you're going to get the Canelo fight. We did it. Oh, yeah. The good thing about it, you don't have to really train that hard because you're not going to win. Just like we told Gennady, you're not going to win. So the only thing you have to worry about, I want you to get fitted for that, what's that robe? The Dungeon Master's robe? Yes. It's just going to be simple. Really nothing technical or complex about it. You know, just going to be a black robe with sparkles and all that shit. You should be good. Now, I am going to inform you that it needs to be one knockout. Team Canelo, they have requested that it be one knockdown just to show that, hey, it can happen. Oh, no problem. I don't want to see the fight there, pugilist. He didn't do shit when he had the belts. Nothing but talk shit about Crawford and what he needed to do with Spence. Once he did it with Spence, what did he tell him, that pugilist? He still got shit to do in the rematch, man. He didn't want to fight. Look, of course, when it comes to full contact sports, that pugilist is everything has its share of danger. You know what I'm saying? The deleterious part of full contact sports, we know what that is. It can be harmful. We understand that shit can be harmful, dog. But you're talking about the greatest. You're talking about a man who's already sitting the throne. Now he's going to sit on the tip of a star in the constellation. He's becoming an astronaut. He's trying to become a part of space now. When they talk of him, you know what I'm saying, they're going to have to say, Neil deGrasse, is there any way that you want to come in here and speak about Crawford and how he was able to hold residence up in a world that you know all too well? Space. Would you like to join us, Mr. deGrasse? Sure. I would definitely explain the centrifugal force of how Crawford's throne sits nicely on those stars up there, being that really no human has really made it to the stars, of course, just like we didn't make it to the moon. But we can imagine. I believe Bud would have a long second career years from now. We will look back and say pre-Spence Crawford and post-Spence Crawford, which is going to be even better and longer. I believe Bud will enjoy. That's so far up the road. I don't know. I'm just looking for the now, for this scenario to play out, and for Crawford to run the gauntlet. For Crawford to run the freaking gauntlet. Oh man, 154 would be amazing. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if he ever fights Spence a second time. I don't care, because he did him so dirty the first time. I have to be honest with the listeners, the hottest chat in the MFing game, and myself, when I would say, like, okay, how much appraising value do I put into this rematch, knowing that I've looked at the fight 30 times already of the T-Mobile Massacre. I mean, I've looked at it so much to the point where I'm saying, okay, yeah, he beat Sebastian Fundora, but I believe the same argument they was having with all these debates before July 29, 2023, that Crawford beats Sebastian Fundora too. So the challenge is there based off the eye test. Yes, it's going to be tough, more tough for Spence coming up out of this, and for him to get the check mark from the fans whenever he decides to step in the ring, because of the way he looked with Crawford. And then for Madrimov, yes, it's going to be a tough fight. Absolutely. It's going to be a tough fight. Man, it's going to be a tough fight. Of course. Fight, some people are going to get hit. Of course. But let me explain to you all once again. First of all, Madrimov doesn't give me any signs that he's a bum. And, he don't give me any of those signs. But Bud does give me signs that his hands are quicker than Madrimov. He does give me signs that his movement is going to be a problem for Madrimov. Also, calculating there will be 12 rounds for Bud to break down, which is 3 minutes per round. It's too much for Bud to have too much time on his hands with the boxing IQ that he has, not to go in there and break down Madrimov. To pretty much say, yes, I understand and I salute your decorated amateur career. But on this level right here, I've been to this stage before, and my IQ will help you understand that there's levels to this game. It's not going to be any shockers. Madrimov is going to put up a fight like any fighter. Yes, he has they have an enhanced amateur program over there. Of course. But it's Crawford's time right now. That's all I'm saying. It's his time. I believe, if some name like Canelo came up when Crawford unifies 154, that both fighters can get $100 million apiece. I'm talking about minimal, $100 million apiece. If Crawford was to fight Canelo Alvarez at a catchweight, because we all know Canelo's not coming 154, but if he fights Canelo after he becomes 3-time undisputed, that is $100 million fight. It would be the biggest ever. We won't know per the numbers that it will supersede that of Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor, and whoever else up there with Floyd. But it will be the biggest fight ever in boxing, in my opinion, ever boxing. Even with Canelo having 2 losses on his record, it will be the biggest fight ever. It get undisputed 3 times, undefeated, and for Canelo to finally say, okay, because from what I'm hearing that Tyson Fury was paid $100 million plus for his undisputed fight against Alexander Usyk, who was paid $100 million. Come on, that fight I think would definitely happen. If Crawford's able to unify for a 3rd time undisputed, him and Canelo is getting paid $100 million plus. Easy. At a catchweight. And even a greater aspect to that is that if Crawford's able to fight Canelo at 168, while Canelo is still the unified champion. I probably watched Bud vs. Spence like 7+ times. Now I ain't stopping anytime soon. Yeah, hey, it's there to be watched. It's there to be watched. The weigh-in is next week, D-Ray. Yes, sir. The weigh-in is next week. I know we ain't gonna see no Crawford running up no freaking hills. We know we ain't gonna see that shit. We probably hear, oh my God, they always do in a build up. See, look, the what was I about to say? The routine format is out the window. Like, nobody knows all the fine details, contractual details dealing with this fight. They just know August 3rd is next weekend. The weigh-in is next week. The presser and all this shit, right? All that is next week. So therefore, no one knows anything else about the fight. They just have to wait till it play out next week. There's nothing else to talk about. They can't sit up here and argue about like they know. My sources told me Crawford is getting 30%. No, they can't do that because they know damn well Crawford is the A side in this fight. If there is a alpha, a bravo, you know what I'm saying? Because it's been said that Turk Sheet is fucking with Crawford. You know what I'm saying? He's really supporting her. Seriously. So that in itself has these channels moot. It has them absent of the same bogus, you know what I'm saying, storylines that they was using leading up to last year. And that's why this thumbnail is to my heart. So precious. Because the monster came out and bloodied the canvas, man. Where's that canvas at? That's what I want. I want to buy that canvas. Where's that canvas at, man? I'm going to have to do some research. I'm going to have to send a team out there to locate that canvas. I don't want it washed or nothing. I just want the canvas still with the blood splatter, all that shit on there. That's what I want. I know that's one of the fire thumbnails you ever seen. You know what I'm saying? Especially of the T-Mobile Massacre, because a lot of people don't want to use the T-Mobile Massacre because WCS, the one who's the founder, creator, the voice. You know what I'm saying? But look, you wouldn't believe how many people get upset when I post this up here. You're taking it too far. Let it go. Sound like Sling Blade up in this. Let it go. Let it go. I'll show up at your window. One thing I'm gonna criticize Bud on is his entrepreneurship. Like, bro, I'm trying to buy a TBC hat and shirt, and his website don't work. I don't have nothing to do with that. I feel you on that. But I don't have nothing to do with that. They have to get that together. That's how the WCS AOR, area responsibility. Shout out to Jessica the Queen in the building. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to BITI-CIHI. Salute to you. You know what I'm saying? And you come over here on this hard pass there, Jessica. I appreciate y'all for pulling up. Hey, shout out to B-Mac, though. The Mac Mob. I didn't know he was on. Man. I thought it was later. I thought it was like 8 something. But yeah, he did change it, I think, back. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to B-Mac, though. You know what I'm saying? The Mac Mob. Real talk. Shout out to the Mac Mob. But I just look at it the way I put it out there, man. Surpassing Canelo greatness. It's there. It's here. It's here. You know what I'm saying? It's here. It's only maybe 3 sunsets away. It's about 3 sunsets away. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Him coming off the WBO, him being Fundora, and the WB potentially fighting for the IBF. That's a second sunset. And then the third one, whoever wins between Fundora and Spence, if that, the stars align, they're fighting 2025. Incredible. And it's going to be PTSD, man. Like this is definitely legendary. Crawford going up to 154 and unifying the division. And even Spence on a resurgence. If he's able to go in there and beat Fundora on a resurgence, man, if he's able to be successful on the resurgence, people are going to forget about what happened last year, just a little bit. Not totally, but they're going to forget a little bit now. They say, oh, man, that ass whooping, that T-Mobile Massacre, it wasn't that bad, man. It happened in boxing. But we just see him beat Fundora. He's back. Welcome back. He's back. Welcome back. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Just give you a little history. You know what I'm saying? Welcome back, Carter. Yeah. If Spence goes in there and defeat Fundora, then you will see the grass start to move and the barrel lids start to open. Yes. You will see and hear those little chirping, you know what I'm saying? Aerosex was coming back to the light. They said, oh man, it's time. Come on up. It's been so long. Wow, things have changed so much in 2 years. Wow. Look at it. Do you think we still have a home to go to? Man, it's good we're above ground now. Man, it was so dark down there. Hey man, I mean no harm. It's just when you give us 5 years to speak on a fight and you drag the man through the mud talking about he's a slave and you call him top rank Toby, and then the fighter that's going to be inside the square with him say, I'm going to break you like Kunta. I mean, you had a lot of his own people comparing him to be a slave and he was going to get whooped like one. But to go in there and get beat, the only thing Crawford didn't have in his hand was a whip. It was brutal. It was brutal, man. And see, that's what elevated the hostility when it came down to that fight. The slave talk. You know what I'm saying? The humility, disrespect. You know what I'm saying? The torchlit parades that went around speaking so defamatory about this man. Oh my God. That's the T-Mobile Massacre was that much better when they couldn't believe their eyes, man. They couldn't believe it. And then, you know, they try to really get mad at me for speaking on the T-Mobile Massacre when you act like it's for real. It must be something that you can relate to if you feel some type of way about me. Keep on refreshing your memory about the T-Mobile Massacre. Just let it go. Just look at the freaking thumbnail. Don't think too much into it. And just let it go. In 3 days, it will be the 1 year anniversary. Well, what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to celebrate. We're supposed to play the oldie but goodies. Yeah, Cool in the Gang. Celebration time. Come on. Celebrate. I mean, that's what we're supposed to do at the 1 year anniversary. Because see, people are not gonna be talking about the T-Mobile Massacre anymore when if everything goes as planned and Spence goes in here and beat Fundora. Oh, we're talking about a part 2. We talk about a part 2? Oh, in this lifetime, you're trying to tell me I may be able to witness a part 2 of the T-Mobile Massacre, Las Vegas, West Coast? A part 2 with the same fighters? If there is an angel who has came down from the pantheon of boxing, if I can ask you this request, please allow this to play out and my wishes fulfilled. Please allow this. Please, that's all I'm asking you, just to fulfill these wishes when it comes to the boxing. Because I know some boxing angels that exist, okay? Not the ones with the horns, okay? You can hang out over there. I just want whoever can make this happen, please allow Errol Spence to beat Sebastian Fundora. Because this what boxing needs. For Crawford to become 3-time undisputed, the first, and then go on to defeat the Mexican that everybody said was the man. He's solidified. In my opinion, he goes and surpassed Floyd Money Mayweather, Canelo Alvarez, and a whole lot of other names. He does. He becomes the TBE. Seriously. Because now we're going off just money, money, money. When you talking about, no, we talking about legacy, legacy, legacy. Low on deck, what's good? What's good? Haynes legacy in the building. What's good, brother? Salute to you. But I am at my hour mark. And please do me a favor. Understand that there's boxing conversation to talk about just for GP. You know what I'm saying? Just to waste time. And then there's boxing talk that you say to yourself, man, you know, WCS online, man, that's a crazy freaking run of the gauntlet. If Crawford can do this, man, like he basically leaves Canelo behind. Like Canelo's in a hard place right now because no one wants to see him fight Berlanga apart from him fighting Jaime Magia, Charlo, Ryder, Golovkin. You know what I'm saying? No one's really right now. You're about to get some karma because you know when Crawford get this 3-time undisputed, the Mexican fight fans they ain't no bullshit. They gonna be like, hey, senor, you need to go fight him. You don't know why? They talk about too much. I want them to callete la boca. They talk too much about that guy. You shut him up. Say callete. You're going to have to do it. And Canelo will get his 100+ million just like Crawford will. And that would be the fight of the motherfucking century, y'all. Fight of the century. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-Side official. One love to everyone who pulled up. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.